Kurt was diagnosed with depression as a freshman in high school. He was a football player and a rugby player and had the tough guy syndrome. So we didn't really talk about it a lot, and the word suicide wasn't even part of our vocabulary. That happened to somebody else. But no one ever made, meaning doctors or anyone, never made the connection for us between depression and suicide. That was never a conversation we had. No one ever said that was a possibility. Certainly now in hindsight for me, the right questions weren't being asked. I realized pretty quickly that we all grieved very differently, and if we were going to survive this as a family, we needed to figure out how to be gracious with each other and allow each other the space that we needed to grieve in our own way. Certainly in hindsight now, I can look back and say this was my oxygen mask. And I have to put mine on before I can help anybody else, right? So this for me was an oxygen mask, and my daughters each needed something else. I had talked to like her youth minister, although she was in her 20s, but he's a life friend for them. And he had tried to take her to coffee, and she wasn't driving for some reason, because I remember driving her to Starbucks to meet him, and she was sitting there, and he said, well, Hillary, let me ask you a question. She said, are you pissed off at Kurt? And she looked at me, and I said, just answer. You don't have to, there's no right answer. Don't look at me. Say what you feel, and if I need to leave, I'll leave. And she said, no, stay right there. She goes, but I just don't want you to cry. And I said, it's okay. It's okay if we cry. Because we all love him and we all miss him. And so it's okay, just say what you need to say. She goes, yeah, I'm pissed off. And he's, well, have you identified why? I didn't get a chance to say goodbye. He didn't give me the opportunity. But he did talk to one of our other daughters, and he did talk to his best friend. But he didn't talk to her, and she was mad. Sorry. And then he said, well, do you think you're mad at God? And she goes, yes, I am pissed off at God. And he said, are you okay with that? And she said, I don't think so. And he said, well, then you're going to be all right. He said, first of all, you have to believe in a God to be pissed off at him. And second of all, if you're not comfortable with it, you're going to be okay. And she has since found the right people in her life, boyfriends, friends, that encourage her to talk about it. And I've noticed in the last 6 months to a year, and Kurt's been gone for almost 6 years now, or right past 6 years now, that she's finally started to tell funny Kurt stories that mean a lot to her. And I'm hearing her laugh when she talks about him. And each girl has been different. Each daughter has been different. But watching the journey for each one of us has been amazing.